Hey, my name is Mike. I'm a developer from Philadelphia, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to go off-platform with C# on a Windows computer. What we'll do is we'll install a special text editor that you can write all of your C# programs in called Visual Studio. We'll then load up Visual Studio, and I'll show you how to write your first C# program off-platform. So without further ado, let's get into the video and get started. First thing we're going to do is head over to the web browser, and you want to type in visualstudio.microsoft.com, and this is the website where we can download Visual Studio. If you scroll down here, you'll see that there's this option for Visual Studio IDE, and if you hover over here, there's an option for Community 2017 Edition. This is a free edition of this software, and it's the one that we're going to want to use. So click on that, and the download should start. Once that's downloaded, you can go into your downloads folder and execute the program, or if you're on Google Chrome, you can just click on it down here, and this is going to launch the Visual Studio installer. We can use the Visual Studio installer to install Visual Studio. Once the installer runs, you'll see this page pops up here, and this is going to allow us to configure exactly how we want to install Visual Studio. So Visual Studio has the potential to be a very massive program because there's a lot of different things that you can do with it. In our case, though, we really only want to be able to just run basic C# programs, and so that's all we're going to have this do. So we're just going to check this top option right here, .NET Desktop Development. You can check that, and then down here, we're just going to click Install. Now this should take a few minutes. It is a bit of a big installation, but once it's installed, then you'll have it and you'll be able to use it for writing all of your C# programs off the Codecademy platform. All right, so the installation has finished and now they're prompting us to sign in. If you want, you can create an account and sign in. I'm just gonna say not now, maybe later. And then here you can pick a color theme. I'm just gonna click the default blue, but if you want a darker option, then there also is a dark option there. And now we're gonna start Visual Studio. All right, so here's the Visual Studio menu, and from within here, we're actually going to create our first C# project. So we're going to want to create a project where we can then store all of our C# programs and be able to execute them. So in order to create a new project, you're going to come up here and click on File, New, and then go over to Project. And there's a bunch of different types of projects that we can create. In our case, we're just going to create a simple console application, which is going to run on the console. So click on that, and then you can give it a special name if you want. I'm going to call mine Hello World, and then you can also change where it's going to be stored, and then I'm going to click OK. So Visual Studio went ahead and created this project for us, and if you look over here, you can see that this is our project. It's called Hello World, and we have one file in here by default, which is called Hello World, and they've given us this little skeleton of the program. Down here, we can actually write our C# code. So I could write, for example, console.writeLine, and then inside of here, we could write Hello World. And now once we've done that, if you want to run your program, you can just come up here and click on this Start button. Now you'll notice that when you click Start, a little window pops up just for a second and then it immediately disappears. In order to make it so that window stays up for longer than just like a second, you can come down here and if you just type in console.readline and then in open and close parentheses, now when you click the Start button, the console should stay up until you hit the Enter key, and then it'll go away. So you can see here when we click Start that it says Hello World up here, and we've officially executed our first C# program off platform. So there you go. Now you can write all your C# code right in here in this main method, and you'll be able to use this going forward. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.